I guess Tchula, for me, was a place where we could put down, in some sense, some roots and build some relationships.
One of the important elements to remember about the Tchula project for us was that we didn't go into Tchula and start something anew. God was already there. He was already working in Tchula, and
I guess the thing that really impressed me most of all was the scope of the entire project.
We had no idea that it would become the ministry that it is today.
Working with them as they work with us and helping in any way that we can to meet the spiritual and physical and emotional needs of the people in that area.
Well, you know, interestingly, the way I discovered the Tchula project was through Von Brown. She was working for the church in Yazoo City that I had connections with, and she told me about their church. And I said, well, I need to meet your husband.
We basically were going to come in and have a ministry that would reach the community, that would minister to the needs of the entire human being.
Richard Brogan came on as our missions consultant and had some wonderful connections with Robert and Von Brown at Grace Community Church in Tchula. And it all just fell together.
People have responded to the gospel message and have responded to the ministry that the Lord has given to my wife and I. It is a ministry that is very people-oriented.
So many people come and share so much love on our community. The children were excited, we were excited. It was just an awesome week.
And hopefully our efforts there will make the difference in some people's lives. That's my hope.
Gary Baldridge, who is the global mission coordinator with the Cooperative Baptist Fellowship in Atlanta, had called about the time we were making these plans, and he said to us, I would like to come to Mississippi and observe the 3 poorest counties. And he also said to us that he would be very pleased if we would take these 3 counties as a project for Mississippi, and they would be very glad to help us in this.
Wonderful opportunities came up in the realm of doing a VBS. They had some construction needs that needed to be done, and they had just recently bought a thrift store that needed to have things straightened up and all those kind of things that have to be done in thrift stores. Plus, we decided we wanted to do a health fair. There were some people at Northside Baptist Church in Clinton that wanted to head that up.
the Browns, Grace Community Church, wanted to renovate an existing structure across the street from their present facility as a worship facility for both sanctuary and classrooms.
I'm not much of a carpenter, but whatever I can do, I like to pitch in. And in the midst of that working there, to seeing blacks and whites coming together for the common good of the community.
For several hours when I was there hammering nails and working with them, I didn't realize that Richard Joyner was blind, but he had the ability to feel the nails and to work by feeling and instead of by seeing. And I asked him, I said, how can a blind man like you work as a construction volunteer? And he said, well, if I didn't do something like this, I'd just shrivel up and blow away. He says, I've got to be involved in helping others.
And as always, the construction is fun for those that participate. We try to design it such that anyone with any kind of set of skills can participate, whether it's holding lumber, driving nails, or providing supervision.
Not only did I meet a lot of people from other states, other denominations and backgrounds, but also I learned some things in the carpentry field.
I was able to actually help out. I wasn't just sitting there, watching them all the time, and that made me feel good. There were some nails that I could drive, and there were some boards I could carry, and there was some cleanup I could do.
I'm not a carpenter or a painter or electrician or anything, but I do have an interest in food, so I volunteered to feed the workers.
I believe we had something like 100 volunteers, and they poured down on Tchula, and it was just a blessing to see so many people come and share so much love on our community.
The response has really been phenomenal, and all we have wanted to do was to see people come to know our Savior.
I got a pleasure out of watching the community watch the people minister. And there were lots of questions about why are these people here and what are they doing?
Just from the minute I walked out the door and met them, before they even knew who I was, they had latched on to me and holding my hands and looking at my jewelry, and I just fell in love right off. They just wanted to be hugged on, and I could do that, and we just had a great time.
Vacation Bible School consisted of, they rotated with the children, music emphasis, there was some art emphasis. The children, the workers shared with the children the gospel.
We're hoping to make a difference in some kids' lives this way and help them to achieve more than maybe they would have otherwise.
That's what CBF did that week for us.
One of the unique aspects of the Tchula project was the health, what we call the health fair. We had 20 professionals.
And we have tried very hard to reach women who do not have the resources that they might need to have cancer treatments. So I felt a real important ministry there, a Christian ministry and also a medical ministry.
We had dentists, we had nurses, we had medical doctors. About 20 of them saw approximately from 80 to 100 clients or patients that day.
We taught them how to do breast self-exam with a silicone model. We gave them a lot of information through brochures, and we also gave each lady and child who visited our booth a pink carnation.
Now, all in all, it was a very positive experience for all of the people who perhaps had not had any kind of medical help in a long time.
They went over to our thrift store, which is located in Lexington, and it's called New to You. And they came bearing gifts, came sorted, merchandised.
The pastor of Northside Baptist Church, John Hendricks, celebrated his 65th birthday there in Tchula on a Thursday. He led the Vacation Bible School that morning.
I really couldn't get anything going with them until we started talking about a field trip.
He invited about 16 of these teenagers to go over to Greenville, to the motel where he was staying, and to have a swimming party.
Finally, we had to just almost lead each one of them one by one into the pool.
The fact that these kids had never even been in a pool before. And he was deeply moved, as all of us were, when he talked about the simple things of life, that we have an opportunity to interact with others and share our lives with them and bring about change and bring about hope in their lives.
It is a continuing hope that we can have additional folk to join us in our effort across denomination and race and economics to join Christ in what He's doing in that place.
Kind of like having a lot of little beavers around doing a lot of work, and it was just a time of excitement and anticipation, and it was just a really a neat week.
So I think that this effort may have some promise over a long period of time of making some progress.
And I was just thinking, here I am, black man, a white man, riding through the Delta, about 12 o'clock, without a fear, not a care, in brotherly love.
I'm really glad we were there as a community of people. I hope we can continue to do some things like that. It energizes us as a community, as a church.
But the inspiration of seeing that white man and the black man working together side by side as they shared their love with each other and for the people of Tchula was just truly inspiring.
I enjoyed being up there and being able to do my little part.
Very satisfying. I truly feel God's pleasure when we're involved in some of these activities. Nothing more satisfying to me and to many of the volunteers that work in this kind of effort than to see the physical results of what you've done once you've engaged in one of these construction activities. Extremely satisfying.
There are a lot of Macedonians in our Christian community, and we as pastors and lay people, we just got to open up our heart that when the call goes out, that we heed that call.
We planted some wonderful seeds. We already have a group of people that so fell in love with the children of Tchula that we are starting a mentoring program for them. And if anybody else is interested, there's plenty of additional children who need that help. So the opportunities have just begun.
We know, and when we realized early on that God was going to do something special there in Tchula, that it wasn't just going to be church as usual, but that God had sent us there to build community. And we are, like I said, we are just excited about all that we see happening in Tchula, with the children, with everyone, and we are really excited about that.
The hope for the future is that we'll have additional churches that will join us, volunteers from anywhere and everywhere, across denomination, across race, across economic, across education. Any barrier that would keep people from Christ, we hope to cross in that place called Tchula.